Hey folks, Scott Grove here, back for part 7, or hour 7 of Ask Scott Grove Anything. The way it's looking, this will go over 20 hours. I know, it's my own fault, but I'm going to see this through. Okay, so going into hour number 7. First one is, again, if you need to follow along, I am answering these in the order they were asked, so we are to... Oh, David the Factor. David the Factor is the name of the guy. Asks, do you watch any sports, and if so, what are your favorite teams? Nope, I don't watch any at all. I don't like sports, and I don't like cars. And I don't like sports cars. Nope, just never been into anything. I did do the ball card collecting thing for a while, so that was just for something to do, but it was on the road, so it gave me something to buy and somewhere to go and something to look at, flip through the albums and stuff, you know, but still didn't know a damn thing about them. I know enough to get me, you know, like through Jeopardy or something, because I know, you know, all the stats from the ball cards, because I didn't care what sport it was. I just collected cards and would go to all the ball card shops, and yeah, never watched a game. You know, my wife watches every football thing there is. She watches the Jets just for her son, because he likes them. Of course, they never win. And I grew up in Indianapolis and played at the Colts compound many times, and just never cared. And grew up a block and a half, maybe less, from the Indy 500 track. I would every now and then watch the race from, you know, the roof of Dad's house, but never cared. Always played lots of parties for, like, Al Unser Sr. played parties there for him, so we're talking way back, but no, just didn't care. You know, watched Danica every now and then, and that's about it, dude. So yeah, just not one of those guys. I'm not a guy's guy. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I don't watch sports, I don't do cars, I don't anything. So it's one of them things. It's music or nothing, really. Okay, Big D Slap. Hey Scott, I'm just another one of these dumbasses asking questions. I wanted to know, have you ever been to Cowtown Guitars, and what's your opinion? Yes, I've been there twice. Once at the old location, once at the new location. This is in Las Vegas. Let's see, what's my... Well, there's a place online called gbase.com. Not Freebase, Gbase. Richard Pryor's going, Freebase! But anyway, whenever they sell anything, they won't take anything off of there. So I keep writing in, it's like, okay, I want to buy this guitar. And so many times it's been the 68 Pink Paisley, and they won't have it taken anything off in the last few years. It's like, take your shit off if you don't have it for sale, and they just won't fucking do it. But when I go in there, they're nice to me, but the stock is all vintage. You know, pretty much 90% of it's vintage. There's, you know, the new stuff up front, but then everybody goes just for the vintage stuff. And great guys and willing to help me out and all that stuff, but I've never purchased anything from them. There's just nothing clean enough. You know, everything that's vintage looks vintage, and I just don't like beat up shit. And I've never seen anything in there clean, but I've only been there, like I said, twice. So, and the stuff that could be clean is something I wouldn't be interested in. It'd be your Rickenbackers and such, just in Gretches, and it's just like, no. And then, you know, some of the Fenders, I'm trying to find a nice old jazz bass, but, you know, they're beat to shit. You know, I want them back in the era when they still had the strap button on the back of the headstock, and, you know, take me way back and get one clean one just to have around. You know, there's just nothing like a good jazz bass. You know, it's just, I can't imagine what more you'd want from a bass than one of those, but just trying to find a clean one. I can't find it, but they have them advertised everywhere, and then I go there and there's nothing that is advertised is there, and everything that is advertised isn't there. So that's the problem I have. That's it, but they're nice people. Okay, next. Brad Conklin. Hey Scott, do you have a 2 pickup Gibson Les Paul custom that you would care to sell? If I had one, I'd sell it to you. Actually, no, I don't have any. I've just got the one Les Paul now, and that's an Ace Frehley one, and it sucks, and that's a Les Paul custom, and it's horrible. I remember the only one I would actually personally think about getting again that I've had in the past would be possibly a traditional Pro or Pro 2, and then just for fun, maybe the 25th at the anniversary thing, because it's got coil splitting on it. And then another one, God, the best one I've ever had was the M3. I had the M3 electronics, had the go 5-way with 3 single coils or 2 humbuckers or whatever you wanted. It was so great. It was the Studio Light M3. Greatest Les Paul there ever was as far as Les Paul. But I'm glad that Les Paul himself continued to play the recording and for professional models, the ones with the single coils. Either that, or I might still get me a like a 54 or something, the old Black Beauty thing that had the 2 different looking soap bars in it, you know, but P90s, something like that. Let me check on my Axe guitar, pardon me while I move this, because it don't look like it's hanging straight. I moved it today, but I don't want it to fall down, especially being how much it cost, despite how ugly it is, but, or how ugly you think it is. But that's it. Don't have one, sorry dude. And maybe another Silver Burst, just for a, you know, like an 80 or 79. Something had to look like brand spanking new though for me to have it, and I wouldn't play it. I would just be to look at because they're pretty. Okay, next is something you can't say. XKUKUBAX. So if that's you, here's your question. No, he's replying to somebody else. He's answering somebody named Thomas Roberts, which is I've answered something for, but he wrote back to him, perfect question, although I would divide it in 2 sub-questions. The best affordable guitar with humbuckers and the best affordable guitar with single coils. True, but I'm still going to say the same thing once I get to that one. Because it's still going to be the PRS SE series from Korea, no matter what. I'm bleeding for some reason, but who knows. I'm on my period. Kill Your TV is next. T-E-E-V-E-E. When did you start playing? I started playing when I was 9 years old, so 40 years ago. Who inspired you the most when you first got started? Again, Ace Frehley, or just Kiss in general. I didn't know who was playing what. I didn't know. They were all guitars, didn't know how many strings they had. A guitar god, a family member, or a friend who inspired you most when you were first getting started? Nope, none of those. My dad said that his father could play everything with strings on it, mainly mandolin and so forth, but I never got to meet him. He died the year before I was born, and nobody else in my family has ever been musical in any way. What equipment did you start off with? Okay, that's easy. I started off, my first amplifier was the Silvertone Twin 12 from 1964. Amp head. Volume, bass and treble. Second channel, volume, bass and treble. Then you had reverb and the 2 controls of speed and depth for your tremolo. And they're getting really high up in price now. I got the whole amp for, I think $25-30 back then with the 212 cabinet. And they're up to almost 900 now. That's what they're getting up to in nice shape. All tube amp, and right from that went to an Ampeg V4. My first 3 guitars was a 58 Les Paul, standard burst, and then my 61 Les Paul SG shaped like the Mary Ford, and then with the sideways whammy bar, and the 1964 Epiphone Coronet. Got that one for $75, and the 58 for $300, I think. Yeah, from Sears. Of course, very used. Well, not very used, but just used. And I gave it away for free. So I answered that, I don't know, 5-6 hours ago. So I don't mind repeating that one. Also, he asks, if your older self could go back and give your younger self 5 minutes of advice about playing, what would you say? Good question. Because I love this whole time travel thing. God, I wish it was possible, and I hope it is sometime soon. What would I say to my younger self about playing instruments? I would honestly, since I wouldn't, well, I guess I would change a few things. I would just say, God, about playing. I would tell myself, actually, I wouldn't change anything about my playing because I like it. Some people just hate the way I play. They're like, your right hand is for shit, you have no feel. It's like, dudes, I just barely play anything to even just show you what thing. You guys don't even know what I play like, I don't think. And actually, when I want to play, I should just make a video of me actually caring to play. I just sit here and char out bar chords just to give you guys a taste of what something sounds like. I never try to play for anybody on here. I don't think I have tried to play. But I would actually just go back and warn myself against certain band situations and which ones to, go avoid that band. Even though, if it didn't mess up the other cool things that I got to do. But as far as playing and changing my playing or whatever, maybe just, and it says about my playing, but I'd have to sneak in, hey, hang on to these guitars. They're going to be worth a fucking fortune. And don't give away the 58. as much as you think it is so ugly. Just always thought Les Pauls were just the ugliest thing ever, but okay. Let's go to same name again, and same name again, and same name again. So whoever XKUKUBAX. I meant Super 80 pickups, my bad. I guess it goes underneath the next one. It says, Dear Scott, have you ever owned any of the PF series from Ibanez? Good question, thank you. And what do you think about them? They sometimes call the Performer series. What's your opinion on the Super 70s pickups, which I like too? Would you agree that the PFs were the Les Paul killers? 100%. So the PF and the CN series go back to the late 70s. Okay? So go to 78. 77, 78, 79. Okay, those 3 years. And check out the PF series. PF 100s had bolt-on necks, 200s were set, 300s were through. They made a 210 or was it a 250? I have to look. I can't believe I can't remember the model number. Like I said, I remember musical shit, but I don't remember other things. But it had 3 pickups. And then the CN series, which was, this here's all after Ibanez finally was done making copies, or forced to quit making copies. It was basically a headstock. They didn't give a shit about the body styles. But they all started making their own stuff. And of course, 1975 with the first Iceman, which was this, which was called the 2663. Looked like this, and they made 3 of them. This one with the triple coil, and then another one with triple coil that slid, and another one with 2 humbuckers here and here, and then they had the long tail pieces on them. Steve Miller got this today. Anyway, so those were the very first original guitars from Ibanez. Original body style, original everything was the Iceman. And who would have thought? They didn't call it Iceman until 78. That was a 78 right there. But in 75, that was the first ones. But anyway, these PF and the CNs, amazing. If you guys can grab one of those guitars, they're phenomenal. And yes, every bit way better than any Les Paul that has been created in forever. Period. Yes, definitely Les Paul killer in every way, shape, and form. That was the whole thing. Ibanez was kicking the shit out of Gibson and Fender on everything they made a copy of. They killed them. They slayed them. So everything in the 70s, the 60s sucked for Ibanez, and 50s and what have you, but the 70s, every copy they made, superior, big time to Gibson or Fender or Rickenbacker, who they also copied basses from, and a couple other little things. And I think that's all the only companies they copied, but they were all copies. But then they just, after they came out with the Iceman, which was still called the 2663, and that was the only model for the 75, and then they started coming up with cool ones, or variations, and then every single guitar changed. By the time the 78 catalog came out, go look it online, the 78 Ibanez catalog, phenomenal. And the guitars he's speaking of are on there. Yeah, they smoke anything that's still being made today. Gibson hasn't put out a guitar in 59 or since, or, you know, of course nobody cares for 52s. They're changing them all into 59s and doing conversions. Bullshit, I hate that shit. They're changing everything into a 59. Conversion, conversion, conversion. Fuck them. I wish Gibson would go out of business. I wish Fender would go out of business. Screw them. Did I mention fuck them? I hate that shit. Changing everything. Killing every innocent guitar and changing it into a 59 copy. Okay, so Ibanez all the way back then. Now they blow dog. Huge. But after 83, fuck Ibanez too. But, yeah, great guitars, man. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, again, that's the PF series, and the CN series were amazing. Okay. Oh, venture, tact, I talked about biology being my big deal. Microbiology, he was asking what kind of biology I entered. And that's, had I went on and done something else, it would have been bat. I would have, God, I loved biology, just more than anything. Except for different sciences, but that was the main deal, so microbiology would have been my field. What do you think, okay, I'm sorry, Flyboy 196, what do you think about the Yamaha Pacifica? This is, I mentioned earlier, for just a practice electric guitar. There's no such thing as a practice electric guitar. You get your guitar, buy right once, be done with it. No such thing as buying cheap shit just because you can get by with it in this practice. It's harder to play. Get a real guitar, and you can get these for nothing. But get the right ones. It says, I mostly play acoustic, but I want an electric to mess around with, but still sound good. Okay, there's that blood everywhere. But anyway, if you don't lick blood, folks, you still got to make the girls happy no matter what it tastes like. Okay? And you're saying, hey, ground system. No, not if you're a man. It's just blood. Yeah, other stuff, but Yamaha Pacifica from Japan. Anywhere else, and you've got a toy that's not worth playing. Really, they're just not good. I mean, they're not usable. Get anything else except for the Taiwan-made ones. Otherwise, just go out and get the SEEG. Yamaha did make a couple of guitars that were from Taiwan that were okay, and God, they were SE2, and they had the SEs too. A 200, a 300, and a 400, and they had the 3 single coils, but great guitars, and then some samurai looking things, cool stuff. But the Pacifica, as far as what they make now or have made in the past 20 some years, no, toys. You'd be better getting a $40 Behringer. You would, honestly. Much better guitar. Okay, next, John Benoit. What guitars have you are you really interested in getting? Have you ever played Suhr guitars? Mayones? Have you looked at into the Axe effects so I can answer all these? Still interested in getting? Really interested in getting? I'm not really interested in doing anything other than completing Iceman and PS10 collection. Beyond that, it's just 1 or 2 guitars a year for, well, I don't have years. Just a couple of high-end guitars, so I don't have to fill the room with any more guitars. Just pay 130 grand for 1 guitar or something, or buy 2 guitars next year and spend 50, 60, 70,000 each on them or something like that. But I have no real clue anymore at this point, so that might have to wait, or it may not get answered. We don't know. Have you tried Suhr guitars? Yeah, but they don't make anything other than Fender copies. And I get sick of looking at a Strat, and I get sick of looking at a Tele, and that's all they make are Strat and Tele copies. Okay, so no interest. Mayonnes, never heard of the guitar, so don't know what it is. Have you looked into the Axe effects? Yep, tried them, don't like them. Well, I don't say that I don't like them. They're better than anything in the world except for my Millenniums. How's that? Okay, so they're amazing what they can do, and I think everybody should have those instead of an amplifier. Run it into a power amp and power cabinet if you need to have an amp, but why have a one-trick pony amp when you can have a gazillion amps? You know, that's why I'm so fond of the Johnsons. That's that. More tea. Drink them if you got them. I really do have to speed through these because I just need to. Where am I? Okay, kill your TV again. And I see him again and again and again, and everybody else again and again. Needy much? What are your favorite movies? Already covered those. That's Spinal Tap. No particular order. Spinal Tap would be third, actually, and number 2 would be the Breakfast Club, number 1. I'll do the same thing I did last time. Fast Times, Ridgemont High. Okay, so those are my 3 favorite movies of all time. Do you have any concert DVDs and or music documentaries that you love? Nope. Well, I own about every Kiss DVD ever made, but I only watched them once. So they're all the same. You've probably found some great stuff here on YouTube, yeah, which I watch more on there than I do on anything else, so I quit buying them. Anything you would recommend that we watch? Bela Fleck and the Flecktones. Not just their band, but watch them as their quartet. They used to be a trio, now they're a quartet, and then watch them with other worldly players that play with them, people that don't even speak English, or none of them speak any language with any of the other people. It's just interesting to see world players come together and do the things they do. So again, Bela Fleck, B-E-L-A, Fleck, and the Flecktones, most famous for Victor Wooten on bass, and his brother Future Man on the Synthax drum guitar. Amazing shit. It just don't get any cooler than that for me as far as semi-cool mainstream jazz, country, popabilly with no vocals. Every once in a while Victor Wooten will do something and do the old George Benson stuff along with his bass guitar, but that's about it as far as vocals. Vocals get in the way of music as far as I'm concerned. I hate vocals. I hate the fact that I have to sing. I hate the fact that there are vocals in any songs. Just hate it, hate it, hate it. Okay. So, here's from Dick Fags and Motherfuckers. This has been covered many times. You notice how I'm not affected by that because that's what I call most of y'all half the time. This has been covered many times, so why are you asking? But how come the majority of guitar manufacturers and professional players all agree on the fact that wood matters? Because they don't know. They're followers. They're not leaders. They don't know. You can ask 2 little people. Not anymore, you can't. Leo Fender, Les Paul, they both say wood doesn't matter, and it doesn't. And so many tests have all been done, I've told you a million times, and it doesn't matter. You put the scopes in there, the frequency analyzers, not oscilloscopes, a frequency analyzer, after you pink noise it out and then check it. Dude, it doesn't matter at all. That's why I'm so great to sit right here and do simple things with acrylic guitars, and I can't wait to get my custom-made rain song in here to prove to you that it just slaughters these high-end Martins and Taylors and all that. But that's acoustic, but electric, it don't make any fucking difference, because people are fucking retarded. That's why, again, because they are followers instead of leaders, and they believe what they are told, and they were told wrong. So that's why. Okay, kill your TV again. What are some of the memorable concerts you have been to? have you met any famous musicians? I've played with all the famous musicians I mentioned, and I've met many more. Thousands and thousands, and Grand Ole Opry crap for so long, and Branson, and yeah, go back to video 1 for that, because they're all there. Well, some of them are there. Mike Stewart, I'm just trying to get through these dudes. That's going to be my last one for tonight. So 4 hours of these tonight, and I probably will get up to 20 hours worth of this stuff. What are some of your, again, Mike Stewart, what are some of your other hobbies, which was the woodworking thing? What are your thoughts on the Kemper Profiler and the DV Mark Multi-Lamp? Have no idea, never heard of them. Last but not least, what is your opinion on Yngwie Cocksucking Malmsteen? Again, he's a homo. He likes to. He's been caught in cars, blowing people, and he gets on my nerves. He overplays. He's drives me fucking nuts. I would rather hear his band without him. You know, I just rather hear a classical concert over that shit. It's like, shut the fuck up. You know, it's just like 1,000 bees coming at you. Okay, so nobody other than, you know, sex-deprived little homo boys are going to go watch him, or Steve Vai, or Joe Blow Your Mama, or the Satriani, or any of these people. Nobody cares other than other guitar players, and if they realize that they're straight at some point, they'll quit watching them, because nobody's going to go hear them. Who, you know, it's the worst place you could take a date, and so I don't care for him. I don't get it, I don't understand it, I don't see why it exists. Okay. Kill your TV. Steal the show much? If you were forced to get rid of all but 3 of your electric guitars and 3 of your combo amps, which ones you keep and why? I'd keep I'd keep 3 of my Johnson Millennium amps, and I would keep my white Iceman that I had custom made, which is not by Ibanez, thank God. I'd keep that pink Strat there, and if I had to keep one more guitar, I would keep I'm going to say already the one that's coming in, the Rain song, even though I haven't even heard it yet. I want something I can actually play outside and inside and not have to worry about fucking up and cracking and breaking, because I hate wood on a guitar. Okay, next. Glenn Smith, what's your opinion on the new TC Electronics Ditto Looper pedal? Don't know. Never tried one, never had it, never been anywhere where it's been around. I don't need a looper or got one, so I wish I don't need to have an opinion on it, because I don't matter. Were you popular as a child? I was to my sick uncle. We all have those, huh? So, otherwise, I don't remember. I wasn't there. None of us remember before we were 5, as far as I understand. I don't remember anything when I was 5. So as a child, doubt it. Doubt it. I don't know up to what point you're talking about. Here's him again. Do you get tired of being asked musical questions? Yes, I do. Because nobody will give. They'll ask me the same questions. And, well, what the fuck for? I just told you. So if you don't want to hear the answer, don't ask. Okay, next. X default name. When is the right time to use the word whom instead of who? Well, who the fuck do you think you are? That's when you use who. And with whom will you be having sex tonight? That's when to use whom. Okay, next. So if it's the second word in the sentence, whom. Damn, somebody really... Everybody's asking 30 questions apiece. Okay. From 4Pred, what do you think of Floyd Roses or Kahlers? Floyd Roses, great. Kahlers, as long as they have you chop the ball end off and they have a Floyd Rose style locking nut. So if it's an added locking nut past the original nut, you're screwed. And if it has a place where it's not locking, if it's not double locking, you're shut out of business. If you balls stay on your string at all, you're shit out of luck. So the Kahlers have a lot of Kahlers licensed by Floyd Rose are great. Okay, but Floyd's are wonderful. I can't use them in my kind of music, but they're the only things that stay in tune. Okay, from Ryan Malinsky. Get used to that name. Scott, would you please explain how to use a pickup switch on a triple pickup guitar? Sure. Flick it. So if you're talking about a Strat, position 1 is your neck. I'm sorry, your bridge pickup. Position 2 is your middle and your neck. God, I've got to get over this. Look, there's a Strat. Position 1 is your bridge. Position 2 is the middle and the bridge. And the middle is going to be, usually, 99 out of 100, going to be the middle pickup. Position number 4 is going to be your middle and your neck. And the final position 5 is going to be your neck pickup. So just like it looks. So you got one pickup, then you combine 2 pickups. Then the middle, then you combine 2 pickups. Then finally the neck. That's the way that usually goes unless you're a country player. Then we change it up. Let's see. What are some great exercises to build speed with picking practice? Just up, down, up, down, up, down. Play your same old pentatonic scale, any scale or no scales or whatever. Just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, from string to string to string. Up, down, next string, up, down, next string, up, down, next string, up, down, next string, up, down. Then skip strings, first string, third string, second string, fourth string. Just do that and you'll be fine and dandy. What are some great sources of guitar riff ideas? YouTube. Really. There's a million of us here willing to teach you stuff for free. What are the best guitar pickups? According to who? I don't know what you play. So I don't know what to tell you. For me, they're the silver lace sensors. But they're not metal pickups, or they're not whatever, but they're the best sounding Strat type of pickups around. I am not a dumb motherfucker. Well, good for you. I love those videos where you go and address those dumb motherfucker videos. Could you make some more if possible? Yes, I definitely will. 100% for sure. What scales do you think are the best to start using? I think you have the major pentatonic, the minor pentatonic, and the blues scale, all of which are all damn near the same thing. Beyond that, I don't think there's any reason for any scales. If you want to use them, have at them, but I personally have gone my whole life without using anything but, and so have the most influential guitar players in the entire world. They don't know what they're doing, or they don't know those scales. Not that they don't know what they're doing. The people who do know those scales are the same ones I just mentioned ago that only little boys go to watch, and that's Satriani and Steve Vai and Malmsteen. And Joe Blow Your Mama just knows the regular scales that I just told you. Okay, next person, because this guy shows up again like 3 more times here in a second. Everybody loves Gay, or Gav. I'm sorry, Gav. I like this guy, but I don't know. I don't know why I just thought Gay. My printer again. Who is your favorite superhero? Wonder Woman. And then after that, just because of her nice little outfit back in the 70s. And then after that, you got to go to the Wonder Twins. One person can be in the form of a tampon, and the other one in the form of a puddle of blood. But the one poor guy, he could always just only be some form of liquid. But she could be anything she wanted to that was living. But she was kind of cute for a cartoon chick. Was it Jaina? Okay, but yeah, Wonder Woman. Okay, we're back to Ryan Malinsky again. Why, the Groovy DJs thing, covered that because I'm a DJ. And go back to the beginning, I might just put in Groovy Productions under Google and you'll find my page. And check out the site, it's great. Go to my thing here on YouTube, just go to my early videos or just put in Groovy Productions. Check out the videos, you'll see my other job. I like doing that job, it's fun. So I didn't expect to be teaching lessons or having lessons on this channel, but I didn't know that you could have more than one screen name, so everything's piled onto the here and it's too late to switch everything. What was the first amp and guitar you owned? Answered that about 3 seconds ago. My current gear consists of a Fender CD 140, don't know what it is. A PV 257 effects from the 80s, don't know what it is. A Vox Mini 3 second generation, don't know what it is. An Ibanez GO 170DX, I know it's a cheapie. And an Epiphone copy of the Fender P-Bass. Okay? Next guy, same guy. What cars do you drive? The ones we own? I've got an old Toyota Tercel from '97 out there. It's got 300,000+ miles on it. Got a, I don't even know who makes it, something I bought for the old lady she wanted, and I told her she could have a brand new guitar. She could have all that she wants. Brand new car, but she didn't want one. She wanted this Acura. Is that what it is? Oh, Altima, I'm sorry. Is it Nissan? Altima. And it's got a couple 100,000 miles on it, and she wanted that, and so she's got it. And then I've got my van out there, all loaded up, ready to roll. A Chevy something. And I don't know anything about cars, don't care about them, but there you go. Goober 5984. I like one of Ryan's questions, but mine is slightly different. Okay. I know that if you are using 3 MM90s, I don't know what an MM90 is, but you will get a lot of hum. In fact, you might need a hum canceller. Any input. I don't know what they are. I don't know what an MM90 is. So, and I don't know what a hum canceller is either. Don't know what that is. So, ask me again some other way. I'll be glad to answer it, but I just honestly don't understand any of it, or I haven't heard of any of it. Next is from Thunder Toe 4. Favorite classic country artists. Okay, that's easy because I don't know any of the new ones. Classic country, you've got Marty Robbins, Merle Haggard, big time. Cash, not as much, but Cash. Merle Haggard, maybe a little more Merle Haggard. God, let's see. Jim Reeves. Jim Reeves is a good one. I'll stick with those guys. Those are my main guys. Kill Your TV again. Have you ever been into the grunge era bands like Nirvana? Hate Nirvana. Hate everything about him. Glad he killed himself. Pearl Jam, couldn't give a shit. Soundgarden, don't care for him. Alice in Chains, never heard them. I've heard of them. Smashing Pumpkins, same thing. Never listened to a single song. Temple of the Dog, never heard of them. Mad Season, never heard of them, etc. What about newer blues rock bands like the White Stripes? I've heard of them, never heard them. Black Keys, so we got black and white things. Again, never heard a single song by them. Heard of them though. They were supposed to be, all these bands, supposed to be on a late night show, but I turned it off before the bands came on just because they always suck. I just don't like music. To listen to it, I just don't like it. Okay, from JHHDEZ 149. What's your favorite thing to order at Jack in the Box? Just the regular jumbo jack with the curly fries, and my wife gets the Diet Coke. She gets 2 Diet Cokes because I drink only tea. I don't do carbonated beverages at all. Just 2 gallons of Diet Green tea with ginseng, caffeine free from Arizona Tea in the big gallon jugs, 2 gallons a day. So I don't drink anything else unless I'm getting a root beer float about twice a year. Okay, keep on rocking. I'm doing better here. Just zooming through them. From Jonathan Salas. What are your favorite guitar picks and why? Okay, right here. Been using the old, where's that purple motherfucker? There's one. I like that. I like this. And where's that other sumbitch that I like also? There's only 3. There was only 1 in my whole life until recently. Then I tried everything else. My whole life, the 73mm Tortex Dunlops. Those guys. Forever. Years and years and years and years and decades. They're just amazing. They're hard to keep a hold of though. I got hundreds of them laying right here. They just feel great. They do have a coating that Tortex is supposed to keep it on her, but you always see me licking my fingers all the time. It's not totally habit, but it's the only way I can keep a hold of them. And I do a re-lick between a few times per song. People actually ask me if I, got some stinky on the pinky on break, and I keep getting a little bit, but just try to keep a hold of it. I tried those damn plastic things from that one company. They suck. They don't stick around for nothing. I got some here. I'd let you know who they are if I could find them. Here's one. V-Pick. These things blow dog, so if you ever see those, don't get them. Wrong. They suck. You're supposed to get your fingers warm, and then they'll stick to your fingers. I put them on the stove. I put a hairdryer on them. Nothing makes them stick for nothing. So that's all bullshit there. This gauge, 1.14 millimeter, because it loses half of its integrity of the I don't know, I'm at a weird angle just so you can see different guitars. Star Picks. Got that hole in there, and this is of no good for showing shit, but like I said, just giving you different angles. But it's got that hole there cut like a like two Jewish stars stuck on top of each other, but that keeps it from falling out of your hand, and then it feels like the Tortex picks. So you have to get the 1.14s to feel like the 73s by the time they put that hole in there, because like I said, it loses all of its integrity, its strength. And then the heavy versions of the again, you're not going to see it, but it's called cactus picks. They got pricks on them. You can see them kind of there. I know it's trying to focus everywhere, but it stays with you. Okay, so they're just these. It looks just like a cat's tongue, but they're very tough plastic things, and you can't drop them. I still lick myself for whatever I got on break, but no on teeth. But you can't drop them. So those three, all of them are great, and yeah, they sound slightly different from each other. And I know there's a question later about how do picks sound different? Yes, they sound way different. And of course, where you play at makes huge differences. What a pick is made out of can often sound as different as what strings you use. So, okay. Up to skip camming. I have two. Well, good. I still have both of mine too. What do you think of the Everly Brothers? Never liked them, never will. That's what I think of them. Number two, what advice, if any, would you give to a musician who's just started performing? I've just started to play at open mics near where I live with my band, and I want to start playing paying gigs. What advice would I give you? God, don't suck. Bring as little shit as you can and to make the most impact. People listen with their eyes, very much so. So look like you know what the fuck you're doing, even if you don't. Carry around a nice little tidy light system that looks great. Make it made out of, it's cheap, it's LED lighting. Most of it in the back, one or two in front just for color. But most of they like to watch lights go. But as far as okay, open mic nights, of course you're going to get stuck with whatever is there. I don't know what kind of band you're in, so I don't know what kind of stuff to give you. Advice to give you a musician. You're mentioning Everly Brothers, so I guess you are going to play 50s and 60s stuff. I don't know. Play places that have 50s and 60s. Without more information, I really can't help you. So Skip, send me some more information. Ulf, ULF, Posette. Which one is your most rare guitar and most expensive? Currently, it's the same one. Is it most rare? No. Here's my most expensive one that I currently use as far as what I paid for it, and that's just a 64 Gibson reverse Firebird. Okay, 5. It's just the only one they made where you could actually adjust the intonation. All the other ones had the fixed thing, and it was wrong because the G one was way forward here, because everything back then had wound G strings. So therefore it had to be opposite of what it is. So all these old guitars that have the fixed bridges where you can't change anything, they have replacement bridges you can put on it until you reset your guitar. Then that'll fix it. But if you use regular guitar strings, you're going to be all kinds of out of tune sounding, all of you, with all that vintage shit, because you're not using wound G strings. Okay, so anyway, I gave $14,500 for this. That's what I paid for it. What's my rarest guitar? Anything I had built for me would be the rarest, I guess. So, I don't know, maybe the, as far as, and I'm sure you've seen them, I hate to try to get through here, but these, the Gene Simmons Axe guitars, Kramers, there's only 25 of them ever made, and most of them are trashed, and I've got two really, really sweet ones, so these are probably the rarest. Okay, so not many people in the world have any of those, and again, at least half of them are thrashed and trashed, and it's pretty sad. Again, I gotta fix this other Gene Simmons axe back here, pardon me, because it's just sitting there, and it costs too much to let it sit like that. It's hanging by a tuner, hanging by an actual tuner, and that's about it. Okay, the last one on this page, by God, I don't know who it's by. It's by Sam Lenhart, and he asked, what do you think of 8, 9, and 10 string guitars? And I did skip one guy, and I'll get right to him. 7 is cool, 8, 9, and 10 are stupid. That's what I think. You're in bass guitar territory, and you're not going to find an amp that can handle it unless you're playing through a bass amp. And even then, it's too much. It's just dumb. Unless you're a solo performer and you're going to play the bass part and the guitar parts at the same time. Otherwise, I just think it's retarded. You asked, I answered. Right before that, sorry, Desmond Aiden. Do you own or have you played a Gibson Sonics 180 Deluxe? Seems like the kind of guitar you would like. I think they're great. I've owned them and I've played them. I don't have one anymore. But again, we're back to the Norland years Gibsons. And yeah, with the when they put the actual split switch, so you could switch from humbuckers to single coils in those, that's when I liked them, but not the regular humbucker versions. But yeah, being that, yeah, there is wood in there, it's not all just man-made stuff, but it doesn't matter. Again, a guitar could be made out of cottage cheese, it's going to sound like the same as if it's made out of ash, it doesn't matter. Okay, Ace Faley 72. Could you make more dumb motherfucker videos? Sure. Good dictator joke, thank you. I like the dictator. Okay, where am I at? Oh, 12 minutes is all I got left, sorry, for tonight. And yes, I will, like I said, probably have to get 20 videos of these. Raymond Moreno, do you record your videos in a guitar shop, or are those really all your guitars? They're all mine. I only have 6. I know you can never get enough guitars. That's true. Yeah, so it's just here at the house. Little bitty room, 8 by 12 probably. No, it's bigger than that. Probably 12 by 16. I'm trying to think of an 8 by 12 U-Haul. Okay. Antonio Rodriguez. Have 3. Have 3 what? Oh, questions. What do you know about G&L guitars? Probably everything. Okay, next is the G&L Legacy, a good guitar. It's a great guitar. Finally, what is the purpose of putting a brass nut on the neck? It gives you a little bit mellower tone. It's better than bone or it's better than anything else other than the roller nut. It gives you a little bit softer tone than your fretted notes. So you put it on there, and the sustain will be longer. The tone will be slightly mellower on your open notes, and then when you play against your steel frets, then you're going to have a brighter tone. So it's not a great thing to do. It's great to have your nut be made out of the exact same material, your fret, or because the two metals sound different. Okay. Oh, thanks, Scott. Big fan of your videos. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it, buddy. From Alice, Texas. Been there, oddly enough. JP Bordeaux. I get the French stuff right. Give Gene a run for his money. Hi Scott, I don't have a question for you. I just want to say thanks for your videos. I really enjoy them. I've been playing guitar for over 20 years, and your tips and tricks come in handy. It just goes to show that even an old dog can learn a new trick or two. Thanks again. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much. To make any difference at all is all I've wanted, period. People give me shit for whatever reason, but just trying to do good, and I'm glad you appreciate it. So appreciate it. Right back. Really do. Thank you. Okay, here's a retard, or just being funny, I'm not sure which. Jamie Ramone, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I'm sure a woodchuck can chuck wood, and it wouldn't be too much before he tuckered out. Okay, so next is Sparky, 7718. This was your loyal sub, Sparky. I will wait for this until the smoke clears before my request. It's a good one. Some of the ones so far are good, but so many are shit. This is true. I feel for you. Makes a person lose a bit of faith in humanity sometimes. That it does. Some of this is really hard to get through because it's what it is. Most of these things have been answered in all my videos, which is kind of frustrating, but I guess if you... I'd rather just be asked about, hey, what's up? Okay. Mike Landreth. Okay, Scott. One time I asked you about Jazzmasters and Jaguars. You replied that you didn't have any and would not be interested in them. Right. What is it you don't like about them? I don't like them. I don't like where the pickups are located. I don't like how much string is left after the bridge all the way to the back. It kills all your sustain. They're ugly. Blah, 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 blah. Also, I notice you don't have a nice custom leather strap. Actually, I've got about 30 of them. Okay. You know, hand tool and such. Yep, I got them. And why not a real nice strap for your nice collection? I've got probably at least 100 guitar straps, and most of them are really nice. And one last, how is the 5-string banjo coming? It's sitting there. I'm deciding if I should try to even figure it out before I kick the bucket or not. But and it shouldn't be that tough. I mean, good God, the guy from Deliverance that actually was a real player, so but then again, dumber people have played, but that's a bright dumbass kid there. Good player. Many thanks for all you do here on YouTube. Oh, love the power slide. Power slides are great. That's these things right here. Got one in red, white, and black up there. If you don't have one, anybody out there, get one. You're missing out, period. Best dobro / power slide, lap steel, whatever you want to call it, on the earth. They're amazing. They thought it through. Somebody. It's Peavy. Peavy gets their shit together. I kid you not. Everybody keeps overlooking Peavy for some fucking reason. I don't get it. Where you at, dude? Who am I with? There's the guy with the straps. Okay. Just need to go now and get some new strings. Brand suggestion, yes. Always. Elixir. Polywebs. Not the nano webs ever. They suck. Way big difference. Okay. Now we're going to... got time. Alex Troke. Hey, Scott. Was wondering if besides stringed instruments you play anything else. Drums, keys, do you sing? I've got 300 videos of me singing here. I do play drums, not wonderfully, but well enough. Keys, play them, teach them. Got videos here on them. All that stuff. So, yeah, it's all on my website, and all right here on here. I got a lot of videos me teaching people how to play keys and a lot of singing videos. Tons of me playing with different bands, and where I'm singing every song for 4 to 6 hours straight. So yeah, they're right here. Mike Pride, Charlie Pride's friend or brother, played for Charlie Pride for a while. Drank a lot, broke a lot of my strings on my guitars because he refused to bring his own guitars, and he'd tune them up with no regard to a tuner and just keep tuning them up till they break, and then he'd hand it to me and like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with it now, Holmes? First gig was at the Magnolia Golf Classic in Waycross, Georgia. I think it was Waycross, Georgia. Somewhere in Georgia. Was it Waycross? I know that's where I ran into Skinnerd's parents at a gig in Waycross. The Magnolia Golf Classic, wherever that was the first place I met Charlie Pride, and we played for the first time. Do you have any idea with how the stage fright? I mentioned that earlier. What do you think of Brian May's guitar, the Red Special? Nothing. I think it's great that he still plays something that they built in the garage and still hangs on to the one guitar. So, but I've never played it, so I can't really say, and I've never played any of the copies because it doesn't appeal to me in any way, shape, or form. So, but all the sounds have always sounded nice. So I guess I can't complain because I have listened to some Queen stuff, but not much, just the hits when they were on the radio back when I was young, so because I don't go out of my way to listen to them. Next one is from Tremeriek. Hi Scott. Hey, love your videos. Thank you. I watch them constantly. Me too. No, I'm teasing. Thank you very much. I have several questions. Okay. What cheaper bass guitar would you recommend for an intermediate player for something like punk or just rock? God. An old Ibanez from the 80s. A Roadster. Or any other bass from Ibanez back then. Anything from rondomusic.com, but made by SX, letter S, then the letter X. No other brand off of there because the rest of them suck. You can get those really cheap and brand spanking new, but I would go with something older. But if you're going to trash it by playing that other stuff, might as well go ahead and get an old used guitar. But that's what I go with. Wants to know if I have any pets. No, never will, never again. Of course, the women would bring them in, but I killed them. Some on purpose. They're like dogs and everything? Yes. Whatever it is. Yeah. Not just letting them loose, just go out and kill them. They piss me off. Cats especially. They give me one of these things and I break their neck. Just, I don't think they should be pets. I think they should be left in the wild where they belong. Okay, Scott Parker. Hello Scott. Hello Scott. Do you miss your childhood home? Yeah, I think so. Back in Indianapolis. What kind of movies have you ever enjoyed? Which I've mentioned, so I'll leave those. Any purpose for people to exist? No. Do you and your wife enjoy going places together? Yeah, we do Hawaii every year at least once. And she always goes to Florida, and sometimes I go with her. And then we're getting ready to talking about before I kick the bucket hitting Australia, so I want to do that. Have you been through Texas in the last few years? Not last few years, but used to play there a lot, all of it, every last bit. Do you like the color blue? No. Do you like children? No, I hate kids. I hate kids in any way, shape, or form. Is your father still living? Yes, he was born in 1939, had a 6-way bypass when he was 49, my age. So he's the oldest living Grove ever, male, ever. So I'm not gonna probably outlive that quota of the before, because everybody's always died before they were 50, and I'm not gonna be any exception, it looks like. But he made it because of the operation for the 6-way bypass. Is there a sound, not music, that you like to hear? Yeah, I don't know what they're called. Do those birds, see if I can do it. Can't do it. Kind of like that. They always do that in the morning. It's always followed by 3 things. Like, I used to do it good, but I can't since I got my teeth fixed. Whatever that bird is, that's my favorite sound in the world. Please answer all or one. Either way, thanks for... thank you, you have helped me. Okay, I'm glad to help, and I'm glad to help. Quick one, I'll try to sneak it in real quick from, just to finish this page, Jimmy6688. Have 3 for you. Why are there so many companies that make copies of Fender Strats? Well, the Fender Strat is the highest selling guitar in the world of every guitar ever combined, period, ever. It's just the best guitar that's ever been made as far as, and then everybody copies it, and they tried to sue everybody recently, like in the last year or 2, to stop everybody from doing it, and court said, fuck it, it's been too long. Just your opinion will do if there's no actual reason. I trust your opinion. There's somebody that trusts my opinion. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's just the most popular design of any guitar ever, and everybody copies it down to the T because it's so easy to make. It costs so little to make, and Fender actually in the 50s even used unskilled labor from Mexico to put these together. They didn't know what a guitar was, but they just had to screw them together. And they're that easy, and they're so easy for anybody to work on that I think everybody should have 10 of them instead of any other guitar. It's just the perfect guitar that everybody can work on, and they adjust like everything like crazy. I think they should all be hardtails, meaning no whammy bars unless you pay extra for it, because that's what usually screws people up, is that whammy bar on there. And they're making all these shitty copies, which are still fine, but the whammies need to be thrown away. So yeah, biggest selling guitar and biggest copied guitar of all time in the world ever. So it deserves to be the most copied and the most sold. It's just that good. You can't go wrong with a Strat. So there you go. I'll be back tomorrow to record another 4 or 5 hours worth, but I have to go to work right now, so meaning actually do my real work here at home. So this was hour 7 of many to come, and like I said, there might be 20 hours of this. Okay, so again, Scott Grove, groovymusiclessons.com. Talk to you soon. Alright, bye bye.